What up, my dudes, and welcome back to another little video. What am I hitting you guys with today? Are you ready for this? How to get started mask making. This has been long overdue to be made. I have so many questions nonstop via my Facebook, Instagram, Reddit of just how to get started into this kind of trade. So I'm here to hit you guys with that. I'm going to give you my little top 5 list on how to get started. Also at the end, I'm going to give you guys also some tips. So stay tuned the whole time. It's worth it. I'm giving you some good info. So here we go. Number 1. You ready for this? You need a form. Okay, what do you mean you need a form? A form is like this little dude behind me and or that little person behind me. So you basically want something that you're going to be putting your clay on top of. That form is like, you need that. If you don't have that, I mean, there's different ways you can do it, right? So number 1, you have the Ed head. Okay, Ed head is made of plastic. What's really convenient about the Ed head is that you can also pour hot water into it. It has like a nubbin underneath, a little twisted nubbin, and you can pour like kettle water into it, and it really helps you, no joke, for when you're demolding. I have found this out like over like the last 2 years. Prior to that, I was always using a cement head. Where do you get a cement head? A cement head can be made by you. You can do a head cast of a friend. I highly suggest you study up before you do that. It's a lot of fun. And obviously find a friend who's brave enough to sit there with you and have a little, it's good times. It's good times. The down part about having a cement head cast is that it's so damn heavy. Like, if you want to take that, like, I like to sculpt upstairs sometimes. I like to bring my, I like bringing my stuff where I feel, what's that word? Like, creative, you know? Sometimes it's not just down here. Sometimes I feel more creative upstairs. Anyways, those things you're lugging around like 40, 50 pounds. So, you know, you choose. But yeah, so you can use a cement thing. You can use an Ed head. And or I've seen many people use like a plank, a wooden plank, and there's like a pole. You literally just build your form up on a pole. The cool thing about that, I have not tried building one yet. I would actually really like to. I should talk to John about that. But the cool thing about that is you can actually go negative in spaces, meaning you can go deeper, right? Like right now I'm stuck with a head shape, but you can't go under that head shape. Whereas if you have something that's less, you can build from there. So I've heard really good things about that. And it's like, costs you what? Like nothing? You just go to a hardware store and kind of build it up. Yeah. So you have those 3 options, but you definitely need a form that you want to slap your clay on top of. So number 2, you need clay. So what I love using is monster clay. So the Ed head is also from Monster Makers. The monster clay is also from this company called Monster Makers. I think they're out of the States. And what's really nice about it is you have 3 options. Pretty sure it's 3. You have soft, so meaning like right now I can squish that pig behind me and it'll be very malleable. You have medium, which, you know, I would say for our temperatures here, because like it's really cold down here right now, for temperatures in Quebec and stuff, it's worth having a soft to medium because you'll be able to, it'll be more malleable, big words, even when it's cold. And then you have hard. So hard is great too because you won't just nick it and mess it up each time, but you're gonna have to keep melting your clay down and keep a heat gun and or a blow dryer on it to keep it so you can shape it. They like each of them has their properties. I've heard, like personally, I started with medium clay, like learning on that, and now I've shifted to soft, even though I still use medium like here and there, but I really enjoyed using soft. I found it quicker. Yeah. So monster clay. You need your clay. I would say for a head like this, say if you're doing a half mask or a full mask, you kind of want like 2 tubs. I'll show you. Mine are all kind of butchered up, but they come in these tubs like this, and this is basically full solid of clay. Yeah, see this one's medium. A lot of mediums. But yeah, the cool thing about this clay too is you can keep reusing it. I have some clay that I've been running for so long. I don't know how long you're supposed to run this clay for, but honestly, so far I've had no problems just remelting it and continuing on. So yeah, you need your clay. I highly suggest Monster Makers clay just because it's easy. It's easy to find too. All right, number 3. You need an idea. Literally, you want to make a spooky mask, you need an idea. I'm breaking things, guys. So where do you get your ideas? Honestly, I'm a weirdo. I have crazy dreams. I usually get my ideas from my nightmares. I get them from just random stuff. So I would say stop, take a think about what you'd like to make, or maybe you want to recreate a character that you love from a movie. That's cool too. There's nothing wrong with that, especially if you're getting started. Trying to recreate something is like a super huge, awesome exercise for yourself to be able to get to know shapes and stuff. So yeah, you need an idea. Number 4, once you have that idea, you need references. By references, I mean reference photos. What I like to do is I'll usually go on my phone, I'll screenshot a bunch of pictures that will basically help me recreate this. So, for example, I was making a grandma mask, which is now curing with latex, which is awesome. I'm so excited. But for this grandma mask, I went online and I was just a grandma smiling. I'm typing in weird stuff into Google. Your Google search will turn out really different when you start doing this. But basically, I compiled a bunch of pictures, and those pictures were helping me to create, at the end of the day, my spooky grandma. By no means does this mean you're, like, say if you're somebody who's like, well, I want to make something super original. That's no problem. The point of these reference photos is more to help you with, say, texturing, with placement, even, like, we can talk about reference, even about, like, an anatomy book. I always have an anatomy book close by, because when you're working on a face, you're making a face, you want to focus on the shape of the skull. Say you want to do something more based off of, like, a monkey skull or, some kind of piranha, I don't know. You would want that kind of stuff around you, because it'll get in your head, and it'll just flow way better when you get sculpting. Trust me. Trust. Lastly, number 5, guys, you get sculpting. So once you have your form, you have your clay, you have your idea, you have your reference photos, you're now ready to start sculpting. See, that's not so hard. I think a lot of people are scared of this trade because they probably see my basement and how disgusting it is and messy it is. I won't lie. It's a lot of stuff to get investing into, but it's hella worth it if you love it. That's what it's about, right? If this is something that you've really been passionate about wanting to learn, do it. Honestly, just freaking do it. It's fun. It's fun, especially if you love working with your hands. Price-wise, I mean, it's pretty expensive as a trade, okay? Like, everything, like an Ed head's about, I don't know, $150, depending, 100 to $150. Your clay's about, I want to say $40 a pot-ish. I don't know if it's gone up. But at least then you'll have your starting tools to get shaping, right? So I'm going to give you guys some important notes, because honestly, I've been doing this for the last 10 years, and there's certain things you start learning with the trade, also just through other people, watching other people work and whatnot, doing research. So one important thing I have to say, don't be shy to ask questions. If you start getting going and you really don't know something, you're better off asking somebody than just, I don't know, blindly buying something and really, not knowing what you're getting into. Because again, certain things cost a lot of money in this trade, and it's not worth, investing in something that maybe you really don't need. So don't be shy to ask for help. There's awesome places like Latex Mass Central. That's a group on Facebook. Honestly, I love these guys so much. They're always posting helpful things. And if you have a question, like, there's no stupid question. Everybody's there to answer. You can even search. It's Facebook. You could search in there. I found a lot of things that I was questioning answered on there. Another great tool / place is obviously YouTube. You can find great sources on YouTube, right, to learn. Number 3, Reddit. Reddit has our masks, and there's a lot of awesome people on there too that are always willing and helpful, like that. It's important. Like, you do want to have your community around you there to help you out. So don't be shy to ask questions, okay? Number 2, find your local supply store. Okay, when I say that, there is always somewhere close to you that's going to be like a makeup effects supply shop. So in our case, out here, it would be Cial. Cial Canada is like a makeup effects store, so they sell all smooth-on products, latex, clay, pottery, and they do all kinds of, things like that. That's the one in our town. I know Vancouver has, I think, like 3 or 4. I think it all depends on, how active maybe your city is with filmmaking also. That might have a thing to do with it. But take a look for a makeup supply store / makeup effects Yeah. You don't want to be like walking into MAC, right? Like beauty makeup. No, you're really looking for like an effects supply shop. There's also, I think it's called Sculpture Supply Canada. That's like one of the big ones. I think they ship worldwide. But you folks out in the US, I think you might be luckier where you can actually get monster makers directly from their site. Also, I think Amazon has a fair share of their products too. So snoop around, obviously, but I definitely say find your local guys, and they often tend to be super helpful too. My third little last important note is don't get discouraged. So even when I was starting out in this trade, I was like, I don't know if I'm going to be freaking good at this. Don't get discouraged. This is literally something that's like a creative outlet that you just practice and keep getting better. It's not something where if you slap clay on this that it's gonna look amazing right away. So don't be hard on yourself, okay, my dudes? Thank you so much for staying tuned. And guys, I'm gonna be slapping down here, right over here. Yeah. We're making a video, of course, and I'm gonna be sharing with you the next step, which is getting sculpting. So I'm going to show you how to get sculpting, how to make that form, how to get those details in. And yeah. Thank you so much. If you guys have any questions, do not hesitate to slap them down in the comments. That's what I'm here for. I'm here for you guys to have fun and also learn how to make masks. So have a great rest of your day. And if you're subscribed, thank you so much. And if you're not, you'll get on that. Be a part of the fam. Have a wicked rest of your day. Bye.